Hi, so it's been almost 2 years since my best friend decided that she could no longer take it and is not here by her own hand. And because it is Mental Health Awareness Month, I am finally feeling compelled to say something about it, and I will tell you why, and that's mostly at the end of this video, but to tell you that she was the kindest, most loving, devoted friend you could have ever met in your whole life would be a severe understatement. But this is a woman who her whole life could never quite get there in terms of happiness or feeling okay in her own skin. She had not so great things happen in her childhood, and it really rewired her brain forever. Okay, so then a couple of months before it happened, she was calling all of her friends and family to basically rally around her, to talk to. She knew something wasn't right. She had a medication change, and her feelings of depression and thoughts that she didn't want were creeping in at an exponential rate, unlike most other times before. We were all there for her. We texted her, called her, checked in on her, hung out when she wanted to. I mean, there was not one person that did not rally around her, as she had rallied around all of her friends and family whenever, they needed it. We were definitely returning that favor. She was desperate to the point where she actually committed herself, and then they let her go, even though she was saying that she had feelings that she didn't want to have. So, I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep it together. I will admit that the night that it happened, I called the facility that let her go, and I scream cried to them that what they did didn't work. And to this day, looking back, I regret that, and I apologize, because the fact of the matter is that nobody is in the mental health field because they pay you enough, or that you have enough resources or enough staffing or enough support. You don't. And I am sure to this day that you did the very best that you could do, and that you all do the very best that you could do, because you're kind and you're loving and you care, or you wouldn't be doing it for sure. But I ran across matthiasjbarker, TikTok or a short or whatever it was, and he said that don't text your depressed friend. And I'm thinking to myself, what? So, and I'm ad-libbing here. It's basically texting them, well, how are you doing, is basically incites guilt that I have to, again, tell you I don't feel well, or basically I would imagine that you would feel like you would have to lie eventually and say, hey, I feel so much better, even though all you want to do is crawl back in your bed. That what we should be doing instead is calling them up and saying, and he uses the s'mores example, that you know what, making s'mores by myself is sort of, do you mind if I come over? We can make some s'mores, watch a movie, and just hang out. Just be with the person instead of, with no pressure of having to talk about feelings. I didn't know, because I was the texter. How are you doing today? And I really felt compelled to share that, because when something like that happens, we are all left with this sort of empty, I did everything. I thought it just wasn't enough, all the feelings. My feelings are no different than anybody else's, but it struck me because I feel like now that I could have done better, and now you know. So please advocate hard for yourself and take care of yourself. because so many people love you. So many people love you. So, one last thing. So, what I had resolved to do is to honor my friend. I am going to proceed to live the best life I could live and feel the happy she could never. And I love her so much that I'm going to do that for her. Take care of yourselves, please, and have a good day.